Hello, and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk The Last Port. So we're doing a little rearranging of our colony here. We're dismantling a couple of homes, which is why we've got some homelessness, because we're going to chuck in a chapel and rebuild some homes in a slightly better position. Same thing with the pub. We are bringing that down so we can put some houses in more efficient locations. So we've also gone ahead and thrown in a couple more steam sawmills. They'll definitely help us out with our timber production, as well as clear out the last of these areas, which is going to be particularly nice. So at the moment, we do have a couple of unemployed people. I'm thinking, as much as it would be good to start working on these tower pumps, this place is absolutely deadly, and I do not want that for us. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is, well, we'll probably end up sending them over here and working on a little bit more timber. So yeah, that's what we're going to end up doing. We may potentially increase our profiles, but again, all in due course. So let's go ahead and get time up and rolling. Still got another 12 hours before we can pass another law. We have had one strike at this stage, which is a little unfortunate. But we seemed to find a way around that with some food. So nothing too ridiculous. But they did want us to go ahead and pass a law for some workers' council. Now, I'm not sure if we necessarily want this. I think it may not be the worst idea, but I don't know, I'm not fully sold on it either. The fact that the council will have ideas that will have negative consequences doesn't seem like the best thing. So yeah, but that being said though, being able to reduce our probability to have a strike also does seem rather good. So I'm kind of torn at the moment whether we really want that. Apparently, wait, 0 of the homeless people fell ill? Okay. Weird notification, but I'll take it. Yeah. So anyway, we'll keep on going. Now, yeah, we are dismantling a couple of buildings. That's going to be nice, help us increase some steel. We have worked out our manpower issues, so we are producing as much steel as possible at this stage. Yeah, let's also go ahead and start building up some of those homes, since we can now do just that. Let's pop that there, and then... Yeah, we'll go ahead and put that here as well. That'll be 2. We need one more home for us to deal with all of the homeless. And I'm thinking what we may end up doing is deleting these 2 as well and bringing them slightly further down. Yeah, that's going to be... I think that's going to be what is best. So let's just go ahead and bring... No, we don't need to worry about that. Let's just go all the way around. That'll be fine. And yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow. We'll get rid of those homes and shuffle things in. That should be fine. But first of all, people need to go to work and deal with things. Alright, so it does look like our motivation is still around, but it is dropping down fairly badly. So let's go ahead and do an evening service. We want to try and stay ahead with this motivation. Any little bit of extra efficiency is going to be remarkably important. We need it to finish up with these pressure valves. We need it so we can go ahead and get our technology researched a bit faster. Yeah, all of these things we want to make as much progress as possible. So where are we at the moment? We have a research rate of 172%. Oh wow. Okay, so that last workshop we got was well and truly worth the increase. Yeah, and then this extra motivation is also helping us out quite a chunk. So yeah, 2 hours on that research. That's going to be really, really nice. We'll also go ahead and, before I forget for tomorrow, we'll build a public house and... Actually, no, we'll deconstruct both of these tents and, again, make the most of the area that we have. We'll also need to deconstruct a few of these... Oh, wow, those roads are particularly janky. Yeah, we'll get rid of all of those. And then... yeah, we do want to build up a new public house. I'm thinking what we could do is maybe build that over here. That wouldn't be the worst spot. Bring things away. Otherwise, we could also pop it over... No, there's not the worst spot either. maybe somewhere out of the way wouldn't be the worst. Oh, here we go. We could chuck that over here. That wouldn't be too bad, although... You know what? Kind of putting it out of the way wouldn't be the worst idea. Give us as much as we can. Yeah, you know what? We'll put the pub all the way over there. That should stay out of the way for a while. And we can easily tie that in and not have too much to worry about. So that should be all well and good. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, so how are we doing? We are still 1 day behind schedule, which is not ideal, but it is where we are. We need... So you know what? We need to go ahead and queue up a couple more exchanges. How are we doing? We are slightly unhealthy. Could make it safer, but again, we're only dealing with one person. That'll be fine. We'll go ahead and queue up a couple of jobs there. Oh, and there is the foundry research complete. Okay, so we definitely need this up and running as soon as we can. Where do we want to put this? I think what we'll do is we'll try and work our way across to here. I think that should be the right amount of space on the other side. Again, just double checking. Yeah. If the square that they want us to pass for the law fits in perfectly there, that would be rather good. Yep, and that is apparently the right size, so that should be fine. That's already keyed into our road, into our pathing system, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and see, what do we want? Protective structures could be rather nice. We did talk about that in the last one. Make things a bit safer would be fantastic. What else is this one? A rationalized production process which reduces the cost of steel composites by 20% and time required by 50%. Both of which are pretty solid. Again, have no idea what we actually require, but again, that will be something we do want to get a hold of, because if we look at the next one, we have 25 of those that we need. So that's not an insignificant amount of trouble. Alright, let's go ahead and for now, since that's still being built, I think we can cope with a little bit of a cost for now. I am tempted to go for this supercharge. We have some excess exchanges, so that could be remarkably nice. And then we could also go this way for the better steel generation, both of which would not be bad. Food is okay. Again, we're only losing about, what is it? I think it's about 20 meals per day. So again, that's easily dealt with our current stocks. An infirmary could be nice, but again, that'll be a steam core. I think what we're going to want to do... Yeah, I think we're going to go for this supercharge. If that helps us catch up on a little bit of our situation, that's probably worthwhile. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go ahead and start that research, and then that also opens us up to the advanced supercharge, which could be particularly good. So, again, we'll just have to see how that all goes, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Alright, let's get time up and running again. Let's see, how's this working? 17 timber per hour. Yep, we'll finish up over there in the not too distant future. What else have we got? Plenty of coal. Yeah, that seems to be coming in at quite a decent rate, so that is good to see. And what about our steel? 25 per hour. We're only getting 10 here, and then another 10. And another 6. Yeah. Oh, and it looks like there's another event around the generator. Okay, hopefully it's not because we're so far behind. Again, 12 hours behind schedule, not the worst. We are catching up. It's just going to take some time. Alright, letters from home. A grateful father. Sir, we have news about the father of the sick child you allowed to go home. He wrote one of his friends that his daughter did not make it, but he's grateful that he could be there to hold her hand. Our people appreciate that you made the right call. Okay, discontent falls a little bit. That's good. We'll happily take it. I would have preferred motivation, but again, it is what it is. We're almost halfway done here, so that'll be another 2 days for us to catch up. And how dangerous is this? Still far too dangerous. Yeah, we're going to, yeah, we're definitely going to need those supercharge technology if we're going to make it through this. I think what we can do is we're going to shuffle around some of our workers and we'll get working on those exchanges. If we can get them built a little bit quicker and make some faster progress, getting 10% done for a couple of exchanges is well and truly worth the manpower switch. So I think that should be fine. And then, let's see, we've got the pub being built. That's all well and good. Still producing more timber here as well, so that's not going to be an issue. Yeah, I think what we may want is... Hang on a second, have we... The foundry. Hold your horses. What have we got here? The foundry. Cost us a steam core. We still have one left. Okay, so we can still get an upgrade. Ah, bother. We should have already picked that up, but I guess I missed that. And you know what? It's almost the end of workday, so maybe what we'll do is we'll go ahead and... We could either throw in a reloading station here and increase, well, an output of about... What's that? No, that's the upgraded dock. Yeah, an extra 6 per hour, give or take. Or we could upgrade by 1 by 4. Yeah, I think the standard reloading station wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, I think that's probably where we're going to need to go. So let's go ahead and construct... Yeah, let's construct the reloading station. I think that's going to be the most important part for us. That'll get us more in the long run, and we can always shuffle around some of these workers. Again, having a plenty amount of timber is fantastic, but right now this isn't our bottleneck, so we're just trying to make sure that we're using our workforce effectively. Alright, supercharger research has been done, so let's see about that. What have we got here? Cooldown, 2 days. Oh wow, okay, so I didn't realize that would take us so long between uses, but let's go ahead and get that working. That'll increase our time there. That is fantastic. Yeah, small price to pay, I think. And then let's go ahead and pick up a new technology. We have 168 steel. A process here may be useful. The supercharge, what does this do? Exchanges used at construction site to speed up work on the generator. Each use instantly advances work by 20% for the same cost. But you know what? We need to get ourselves back on track. I think that this is a no-brainer whatsoever. Let's go ahead and start working on that. That will take 11 hours, but at this current rate, yeah, that goes down to 6. Yeah, that is incredibly efficient, so I'm happy with that. Alright, Book of Laws is open to us. What do we do? So it looks like our administration tree is fairly well finished. We're definitely not going to go ahead and take these pills. The low risk of death, I just would prefer not to have any death if we can avoid it. Bare knuckle bouts. That's not a terrible way of getting rid of discontent, but again, I feel like we've got that fairly well managed. So I guess maybe it is to head over to the labor laws and we go for that workers' council. I know I told them that I wasn't going to go for it, but reducing our strike risk on nearby workplaces, I feel like things are just going to get progressively worse over time. So if we can mitigate those dangers, that could be good. And that also does open up official doctrine. So let's go ahead and sign this. We'll see what that does. And let's double check what that next law could be. So, oh wow, official doctrine. We have multiple paths still. Okay. So official doctrine, workers' councils are great fonts of innovation, but too often they go astray. We need to control which of their ideas are publicized. Okay. Motivational speech will increase motivation. That'll be handy. Workers' council ideas will no longer have negative consequences. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We should have gone for that sooner and, yeah, pursued this much more quickly. The fact that we now have to wait 2 days is a potential 2 days where they can give us some bad ideas. And then that'll open up what's selfless sacrifice, abolition of privileges, and propaganda. Okay, well, you know what? None of those things sound too horrendous. So we'll see how things go. Alright, but first, let's go ahead and see what that square does look like. A council square, yep, as I predicted, was the right size. This will reach... Well, that'll reach all of the buildings that we need it to reach. And it even includes... Oh, wait a second, we can build this anywhere. Oh. Wait. We don't have a risk of strike there yet. That feels mildly concerning. Yeah, let's just double check. Council meetings here, given an outlet for workers' pleas and ideas, lowering the strike risk of nearby workplaces. Okay, well, you know what? We'll pop that in there. That reaches everything that we need it to hit as of this current moment in time, so that'll be fine. I'm kind of concerned that all of those are eligible to be impacted by that building. So that does scare me a little. Oh, and we're now 5 hours ahead of schedule. Oh, you know what? That is fantastic. Alright, so let's see. They want to be heard, they can just speak to us, you'd think, and then at least our voice will be heard. Well, you know what? As long as people are progressing, that's all that matters. Let's get this pub finished. We want that done in less than 2 hours if we can. Yeah, so that should be fine. So that'll still be up and running before the night is through. We now have access to the foundry. That's been finished. How much does this cost us? 1 steel composite from 25 steel and 50 coal. Oh, wow. That is ridiculous. And what? How dangerous? Okay, basic safety is not too good. We can reduce that and do that as well. Yeah, we're going to need to fix things up just a fraction, I dare say. Yeah, alright, let's double check. How are we looking at as far as dangerous places? Well, it ain't looking too good here right now, but again, maybe that's because the ventilation is turned off. Yeah, so that's worse than it currently is. Let's see. -2 on a strike. How are we looking at for our strike risk? Our strike risk as of this moment. Work safety is a big issue there, but that's got no bod. That is fairly minimal. These other two are fine, so we're not too concerned about that. Oh, there we go. If we go into the generator, it'll give us the overlay that we're after. Okay, so you know what? I'm not too concerned. I think we'll be able to make good progress tomorrow, especially given the fact that we'll have these steam pumps, steam exchangers ready by then. Yeah, that should mean we can make 20% progress on this big job nice and quickly. That'll be remarkably good. Then let's see, what does that leave us with for the next section after that gets built? We're going to need a core, so that'll be 25 structural profiles for 2/3 and then the core as well. Okay, so we have a bit of time before we need all of that extra steel. Okay, well that's good to see. Let's check our economy and see what our coal is sitting at. At this stage, it looks like our consumption is fairly reasonable. We are netting, what's that, 72 per day? Yeah, that looks like, yeah, it looks like that's about it. So, that's 3 of these. Mind you, that's not with the discount yet, which we will probably go ahead and do before we start producing. Yeah, that'll let our stockpile build up. We may definitely need to start working with these huge coal piles. Maybe a research into gathering could be very effective. Send some of our workers... Thank you. Motivation has risen thanks to the Workers' Council that has been established. Sweet. Yeah, we may end up needing to shuffle some of these workers from timber to coal. That wouldn't be the end of the world. That may be fairly easy to do, so I'm not too concerned about that either. We always do have the ability to make, what is it, a charcoal kiln. There we are. We could go ahead and do that if we so needed. That is a potential avenue we could go down. We'll just see how that goes, because what's that? From 70 wood to 210, and I'm fairly sure if we take all of the upgrades, that'll end up being something ridiculous. Something closer to maybe like 450. 450 or even like maybe 600. So that's not the worst either. So yeah, depending, that may be a fairly viable alternative to maybe some of these stocks. Although we still have plenty of upgrades here, so who knows? We'll figure that out. Alright, so either way, looks like that's the end of work. So hopefully these people will tear down these tents and we can build a couple more. We've only got 3 workers at this stage. That's all well and good. That's easily sorted. Oh, and what have we got going on? A strike? Oh no, an evening service. Oh dear, demon drink. Okay, that's about the alcohol. A small group marched out of the chapel after the evening service, carrying makeshift signs with slogans such as "Ban the demon drink" and "Renounce sin, choose temperance." They are now picketing the public house, demanding that it stops serving alcohol. Angry patrons volunteer to drive the teetotalers away, but they want to make sure they won't get into trouble for this. 30% less effect. I don't know if I like that idea. People might get hurt, discontent will rise, or wait them out. It'll take 24 hours. Realistically, like, I don't know, I don't understand. They really shouldn't be causing this trouble. You know what, we're going to wait for them. We'll let it reopen. We're doing okay on our discontent at the moment. And if they try it again, well, it's not their choice to be able to dictate what other people can or cannot do. So, yeah, we'll try it. We'll try being passive. And then if that doesn't work, we'll have to get a little more, how do we call it? Personal. Alright, let's also make sure that that is technically up and running. I don't think it... Yeah, we'll put a person there. I don't want to forget about that tomorrow, so as long as that's up and running, one person isn't going to make the biggest of differences. That should be fine. Let's see, where are all of our workers? It's free time, so maybe they're getting food. We're doing fairly well as far as illness is concerned. We have extra engineers. Maybe, you know what? I do have a question. Maybe what we do is we send these engineers from the medical post to an extra workshop. And when we sustain so much illness, then we could tag between the two. That's not the worst idea, I think. Let's go ahead and pop that. It's not the best spot for it. We could go ahead and just put that there. We could squeeze one in over here. Can't really fit much in there, so I guess that's not the worst. Yeah, alright, we'll go ahead and build that up. We'll see how that goes. Now all that we need is to find some workers that are, well, willing to go do some work. Okay, so they are deconstructing those. That's excellent. Let's see about that chapel as well. If we can build that up, that would be rather nice. We're not going to go... Yeah, there we are. I think that's where we were going to place it. Although, technically, we could possibly swing that further across. You know what? We'll let them finish deconstructing whatever they're doing. That should be fine. We also do have the morgue. Yeah, luckily, we have not had to use that for anything at this stage. Alright, and there we go. Okay, so let's get rid of this homeless issue. We're going to go ahead and pop... Yeah, we'll pop this over here. Again, we'll try and run this around as far as possible to get the most benefit out of its positioning. I think there will be as good as we can get. We could technically move it back a little bit, although that... Yeah, I feel like that's probably going to be the optimal placement. See if we can squeeze in an extra tent down there if it becomes necessary in the future. And there we go. It does actually fit. So that's excellent. Let's go. Oh, wait. We can't fit a second house in there. Ooh. Oh, let's see. Is that really what's best for us? We can fit in one here. Two. That doesn't fit. Then we could do a 3. So, yeah, we'll miss out on a little bit there, but we could go... No, we'll build one there. And we'll build another one here. That's fairly a-okay. We'll take that down and we'll pop this over there. Yeah, that one extra section should make a lovely difference. Yeah, we'll hopefully be able to then go ahead and yeah, pop in one there, chuck another one there. Yeah, that's going to be far better. 1, 2, that's for 16. Let's go ahead and tie that on in, and then yeah, that should be fairly good. Let's also make sure that, of course, there is pathing, otherwise that is going to be kind of awkward. Alright, but either way, we're making solid progress, and it looks like our foragers are about to reach one of those locations. The Krievniege. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, steam core and steel composites? Phenomenal. An enormously huge locomotive lies on its side. Its view is both majestic and pathetic. Okay, well, let's go ahead and search. What a waste. The engine is unbelievably huge. Like a beach ship, it has overturned when the ground gave way under its massive weight and the tracks buckled. There's an inscription on its main boiler. Krevniege number 12. Surely the French have a taste for dimensions. Pity that the land has let them down. Now we can only salvage the resources from this magnificent machine. Okay, 2 steam cores and 5 steel. That's really, really good. In fact, I'd almost be so tempted as to run right back here so we can go ahead and get... yeah, so we can go ahead and make use of those steam cores. How long would that take you to travel there? Let's just see. 1 second. Let's tag there. That'll cost 12 hours. So it'll be a full day before we can make our way back to the Trappers Canyon. But again, we're not struggling on food right now. I think we absolutely go for this. If we check up here, we still have another 2 days. Yeah, another 2 or... I think that would technically be 3 shipments of food left. I'm not bothered by that whatsoever. Yeah, those steam cores will be fantastic. Let's also go ahead and, since that just reminded me, we've gone ahead and built a reloading station. Let's make sure that we have people manning that job. We'll go ahead and send these workers. We'll get them over here. Again, steel is going to be really important for us for some time. The coal situation, we should have enough, especially with those extra 5. We'll only need... What was it? From 5, we will need only another 20. And we're about to get a discount of 20%. So that'll essentially be the cost of 15, which I think we should be fairly close to being able to afford. Yeah, 15. Let's see, if we reduce the coal... Yeah, I feel like we're going to be fairly close, or at least ahead enough of schedule that it won't be too severe. Alright, excellent. So let's go ahead and, you know what? I think we might actually leave it there. Yeah, we're not going to want to run too far ahead. Yeah, it's been a bit of a problem. I've really been enjoying this, so yeah, I have a tendency to overplay. We're in a couple of hours behind, but I'm sure we'll make that up nice and quickly in the morning. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.